that the electron is maintained in its orbit in a similar way to what you have a lump of wood on the end of a piece of rope as you whirl it around your head. Your rope, the energy that you're putting into that rope is whirling the wood because you're supplying angular momentum. The ZPE is supplying angular momentum to the electron and maintaining it in its orbit in a very similar way. Now, if the ZPE strength is increasing with time, electron orbits are also increasing their energy. Okay. When an electron drops from an outer orbit to an inner orbit, it emits a photon of light of a certain energy. When the ZPE is stronger, as we come forward into the present, if the electron orbit has more energy, it is emitting more energetic photons of light. And more energetic photons are those photons which have bluer light. So as we look back into the past, we're looking back in time, we're looking back at galaxies more and more distant from us. And the light photons that we're getting from there are redder, systematically redder the further out we go. This is called the redshift. And we can measure the redshift. As a consequence of this measurement, we can say what the speed of light was, what the ZPE strength was back then, and consequently we know what the speed of light was and the rate of ticking of the atomic clock.
So the redshift is really due to a broad structural change, not the Doppler effect. Not the
Doppler effect at all. In fact, the Doppler effect has been disproven on a number of occasions. And first of all, you find that the redshift is in fact quantized. It goes in jumps, and some of these quantized jumps go right through the center of some galaxies. If the redshift was due to motion, it would mean that the galaxies were shearing apart, but this isn't happening.
So the Doppler effect was the basis of Hubble's law, for which the satellite's named, the telescope's named.
Yes.
But that really is, in a sense, an error of history.
Yes, an error of history. Although you've got to realise this: that Hubble himself was very cautious about making that application. He was very cautious about saying it is in fact a Doppler effect.
But still, that's what he's named after. And,
yes.
But the Doppler effect is still taught in school, and it's wrong, isn't it?
It's absolutely wrong.
It's why I make a list of these things. There's so many things in science that our kids are taught that are just not true. And we don't go back and correct the textbooks or the perceptions. And that's what gives us impediments, because my premise is the more you know about real science, the true science, the more you see the more comfortable the Bible reads. That's been my orientation.